Hi guys, and welcome back to the Hold 4.1, where the Pro Audio Gear is being shown here at the MusikMesse 2018. We are at the SPL Booth, and we're actually looking at some of the new things they are actually launching this year. Please, tell us all about it. We're all so eager to know about it.
Right, hi guys, my name is Herman from SPL. Yes, and as you said, I want to introduce you to our latest mastering pieces, the DMC and the MC16. Both units are operating on our own developed 120 volt rail technology, which means we have extreme headroom, more than anybody else on the planet, and because we run the highest voltage, which is a nice thing, and all of the mastering products we do incorporate this technology. Now, the DMC is a remake of a mastering console that we did 12 years ago, approximately.
Yeah.
And it was a much bigger unit, it was much deeper, it had a footprint that was not usable for all of these nice desks. But we've come a long way, we developed the 120 volt rail technology further, so we usually, as you may know, an IC is just as tiny as this, but a 120 volt op amp is as big as this. So it takes space.
It does.
And we developed these further to get them slightly smaller, to make the units more comprehensible and smaller. So now the DMC has a few features that the old DMC didn't have. Okay, let's start up here with the inputs. You can connect 4 stereo inputs to the console.
Right.
You can connect 4 stereo sources, which are maybe reference CD players, whatever. You can connect 4 speaker sets to it. And
For stereo speaker sets.
basically it's 3 stereo speaker sets.
There we
You're
go.
right, you got it. One is mono, the D, and you have a sub, which is also mono.
Wow.
Now, on the input side, a signal that comes into, let's assume, you have your workstation running, your
I
DAW,
have my program coming out.
program coming out, coming in, let's say number 1, as we've connected it here.
Cool.
You can mute left or right, you can swap the phase between left and right if there is a problem. You have input trims on a 1/4 dB.
Very important, guys.
Very important. You select plus or a boost or cut with the switch, and if it's in a 0 position, it's not even in the chain. So purity, less electronics is better than more electronics. It's always
Totally
true.
agree. I totally agree.
Totally true. So we need to switch this off. Same applies for the recording gain pot. Now this is for those guys, not many out there because they're used to paint this on the screen, but there are guys out there who listen to music and make this manually, the gain rights, and just add this 1 dB, the half
Here and
dB
there,
less, and just
or
move
section
it,
A, section B.
and it's a feeling thing.
Yeah, it is.
It's not a drawing
No,
thing.
no.
So,
I agree.
but even if you want to have it in the chain, you switch this on. If you don't,
No
the
matter
whole
what
pot,
the position is, it's
off.
out of the chain.
It's not in the chain. Right.
Great. So just to get back to this is a very, very good utility, because imagine, guys, your left and right are slightly off. Let's say your left is slightly higher because, I don't know, you got that right always bashing in there. For some reason here you can, with 1/4 dB, you can actually fine tune it and match the left to the right and vice versa.
Yes.
That's great, man. All right.
So then your input you will work on the input with all your existing gear.
Right.
So there is an insert where you can insert all of these products. Usually all of these inserted products, the balancing stages
Yes.
are the ones that cause slight level drifts.
Okay.
And usually that is about a 1/4 dB again. So that's why the insert returns for left and right here again feature 1/4 dB steps to exactly compensate for these tiny levels. So then the signal goes to your recording device, and we have split recording, so you can do 2 shots, 2 prints at a time. And it goes to your monitoring section with your monitoring level control, and then it goes to your speakers. Now, you may have a subwoofer,
Right.
right? And a subwoofer that you use for a specific speaker set, not for all. Let's say you engage the sub, now the sub would be on while you go through your
No matter
speakers.
if it's the near fields, the mains, you don't want that.
And that doesn't work.
No.
So usually you need to assign it to one. So you can do that, it doesn't matter what, you just hold,
Look at that.
and now it flashes rapidly, and now every time you hit this, the sub comes up and switches on with it. You also may want to monitor this on a headphone. Right? Like on a good headphone amp like here, and you have nice headphones. So, and what you want to do is when you engage the headphones, you want that the speakers automatically switch off.
Yeah.
So you can get this done by simply pressing the monitor button for 2 seconds. Now it's unlinked, and it just adds the headphone, so somebody can listen to it while you are working.
Right.
But when you're working with headphones and compare headphone mixing to speaker mixes, you just want that the speaker is going to shut up while you're listening on the
Right, so you want to hear one or the other.
Exactly. And as you see, the sub follows.
Still follows because that's the pair B?
That's the pair B, which has the sub.
Wow, brilliant, brilliant. I like the fact that you can actually create really quickly these presets and
Yeah.
custom make whatever it is, and it tailors all of your needs.
And it's always the same move.
Yeah, it is.
Always the same thing.
Keep it pressed.
And here are more moves like that. Now let's say you did your mastering, right?
Yeah.
Or you're in the process of mastering.
Yes.
And you have your inserts set up and everything sounds gorgeous, and you switch the inserts off. Now you're listening to what comes in, and that is usually less level,
Yeah, of
less,
course.
you know, and you go like,
Call it-
oh, how would it sound if it has the same level?
Yeah.
So that's why we integrated this pot up here, and you can engage it, and you have a plus and minus 10 dB level offset, which we call loudness compensation. So you just say, while insert is on, I probably need to reduce the insert level by that amount, and then it's the same level of listening. But now every time you hit this,
It's gonna pop up.
now I delinked it, it doesn't.
You link, right.
But I can. So I link these, just again press the 2 buttons until they flash rapidly, and now it follows. Without, it's the same loudness as within because it's compensated.
That's great. I mean, everybody knows the louder is always gonna be picked up as the better, but that's not really the real
No.
thing. So
No.
this actually allows you to do the real A/B comparison
Yes.
without having the loudness in your way, so to speak. That's great.
But now you're not only comparing your inserts, let's say your custom,
Your references as well.
Your reference. So your reference is probably a source,
Yes.
right? And now you select your source, and you press this to listen to the source,
And they're also gonna.
and you can link the source as well.
That's
So you
good.
just, the same movement again, zup, and now every time you press this on, the loudness compensation comes with, and let's assume your reference is lower in level, you can also boost this when it's on, so that the source is as loud as your master. Okay, now there is a third option, and that is input. When you're,
Right.
what you get from, let's say you play it from out of your door through your DAC, and it comes into the DMC. Let's say on number 1.
Correct.
Then you apply some level changes. Whatever you do a little bit.
Yeah.
Now, what you record, what you print, and what you hear includes all these level changes.
Yes.
But you may want to listen to what your customer gave you without resetting all these trims that took you time
Very
to
true,
fiddle
very
out.
true.
So you just press this a second time, and you see it blinks slowly. And now you're listening to the pure input with anything in between.
Just
is
with the
being-
press of that
Just
switch.
with the
When
press
it's
of that
blink, it's
switch.
like that's the original dry
Yes.
without anything on the circuit.
Anything done.
That's brilliant.
So now you can do the same thing, and you can link these with a loudness compensation,
Ooh.
right? So now you not only hear the level changes, but you also do your inserts. So everything's been inserted, and now every time you press this and you go back to your original, everything has been switched off, except for the loudness compensation that adds the additional level to be as loud as when you press input with your inserts on.
Man, that's so convenient. You can compare and
Anything.
match anything. That's glorious.
But now, to round this off,
Yeah.
you don't have to press.
Watch out.
You can, yeah, the thing is, you don't see it.
Yep.
But now this is going to be a bit psychological. This section in here is what we call auto bypass. And you can select whether you're going to auto bypass against the source or you auto bypass the direct input to your recording output, which is probably the most used setting.
Yeah.
The interval control in here sets the time from about 2 seconds to, let's say, 20 seconds about.
Okay.
And now in the background, and if it would be a little less noisy, you could hear a relay.
And you don't know what's what because it's one click.
Yes.
That's brilliant. Great job. Again, you did it again, SPL.
Thank you.
Thank you. Cheers.